What's up, guys? This is Bobo Jones, and today I am riding a bike I've been waiting a really long time to ride, which is this 2016 Triumph Thruxton. I'm going to do my usual format. I'll talk about it a little as I'm heading over to the beach, and then I'll do a walk around. This is my buddy Steve's bike. He was kind enough to let me ride it again and do this video. Unfortunately, as you can see, there's no like handlebar area for me to put a front-facing camera, so this one will only be from my helmet. But he's the one I recently did a speed triple review on, and he's the one who unfortunately got in an accident on the highway, the classic, somebody not looking, went into his lane and hit him without signaling or looking. So this is his replacement bike, and man, it is beautiful. And I'll show he's done a lot of customization to it, a lot of mods, so I'll show those, and we can go over some of the specs. I did a recent review of my buddy Bobby's T120 Black Edition, and I got a lot of the specs wrong on that one. For instance, I said it was a V-twin, when in fact these are 1200cc parallel twins. So this is the same basic engine as that one. It's a 1200cc parallel twin. It makes 97 horsepower, I believe, but the crazy ass thing about this bike is that it makes something ridiculous. I think it makes 112 Newton meters torque, which is just absolutely outrageous, and it all comes on at like 5,000 RPMs, or right under 5,000 RPMs, so it's just an absolute monster. Bobby's bike also, the T120, felt like it was a little bit catchier than this one. This one, the throttle is actually really smooth. The gears are short low, especially since you get that speed on so fast. So that's not, I just need to remember to shift on it essentially, but aside from that, oh no, there's epic traffic here. Shit, it's so early. Aside from that, this bike is really smooth and really fun to ride. The seating position is something else. I mean, compared to that T120, obviously this is a lot sportier. The seating position on this is actually more like a super sport bike. So it takes me a while to get used to. One of the things I have to get used to is even I'm leaning on my hands so much, which I know I'm sitting on it wrong. You don't have to tell me. But I'm leaning on my hands so much that even when I come to a stop, sometimes I'm on the ignition a little bit, which is kind of annoying. But besides that, it's really comfy. It's really smooth. It's really easy to ride. I did not think this would be like this at 330. This is just absolutely ridiculous. It's fucking traffic. They ruined these roads recently. These used to be all 2 lanes, and then they changed it all to 1 lane now, and it's just traffic all throughout the day, and the city councilman can't even go to his meeting because everybody is so like upset about this. So yeah, the seating position is just weird for me, but that's just me. I'm not used to it. It's really sporty. It seats like a super sport bike, so I'm supposed to actually have my ass back further like this and like be more leaning on the tank. What ends up happening is at least he has these nice tank grips here. I end up just gripping it with my legs a lot more, which is what you're supposed to do so that you can take weight off your wrist. So some of the other nice things about this, it has all the new safety features. It has throttle by wire. He put these like bubble barrel grips on it, which are really nice if you have bigger hands. He's a big dude. He's like 320. And so this bike fits him well. The one thing he hasn't done yet is he was thinking of getting the R. He's going to get the Öhlins rear suspension, which he definitely needs at his size. I'm only 220. And it feels good. It feels pretty tight, but definitely could tighten up more, especially for him when you're going over bumps. It has modes. As you can see, you got your speedometer on the left, your tachometer on the right. It has modes. I'm in sport mode now. It also has road and rain mode. And yeah, it handles well. It comes with the Angel GTs, which are like sports touring tires that are really nice, which are actually really nice tires. I actually rode them on my XR when I was in Europe. And yeah, tachometer goes up to 7K, which is good, which is pretty high. You just got a lot of torque in this thing, and when I'm really railing it, I tend to redline a lot if I'm not paying attention, but I love this bike, and you get so many looks on this bike. It's ridiculous. I've ridden it before. Anytime a biker pulls up to me, it's like instant props. Everybody respects, especially with all the stuff he's done. He has like the racing front cowl on this. It's just a piece of artwork. I mean, as beautiful as that T120 is, this thing's in a whole other kind of class of looks. It turns well. I don't know if I'll have any turns that I can really take like particularly fast, but it turns well. The handling is really good on this, as you'd expect from like kind of a more racing cafe inspired bike. The shifts are really good. It's really easy to shift, super smooth. I'm not even gonna fuck around here because there's cops everywhere. And yeah, everything's good. It's just a pleasure to ride. It's like a whole different experience riding this thing than what I'm used to. It's really a joy. What else? Tachometer's clear, fuel gauge, really easy, shows you what mode you're in. He has a little wrench there. I guess it means that he has taken him for service. This one has a gear position indicator, so it shows me I'm in first right now. And yeah, the throttle's really smooth. Maybe I'm just modulating the clutch more, but it's really smooth and really easy to use. And it just feels great. It's not as choppy as Bobby's T120, even though it's essentially the same engine. I think it might be tuned a little differently, but you going? No? Okay. But yeah, feels very similar. Both feel really good. And yeah, what is this? What the fuck is this shit? I don't even know what they did here. Oh, I can go left? I don't understand. I'm not used to this road. They've changed all these roads, and I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. What else? Yeah, handling is good. You know, these aren't the most flickable tires, but, you know, it feels pretty good. It doesn't lean over quite as much as maybe I'd expect, but the engine's pretty low and the engine's pretty heavy on this, so it's not as top heavy as what I'm used to on my XR. And I think even Bobby's T120 flicked around a little bit more than this. But other than that, it's like it's really easy to ride. It's comfortable. The engine's smooth. It has a lot of power, and it just feels great. I really love this bike. But more than anything, it's all about the looks of this bike. You know, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but you look super cool riding this. I mean, this thing is just, we'll do our walk around soon. Brakes are good. Brakes are good, what you'd expect. One of the main reasons I really thought he should get the R version is because it comes with big Brembos and it also comes with that Öhlins, but he went with this and they're good. But I feel like if you're getting a bike that's like this sporty, that's gonna encourage you to be like, you know, really sporty with it, that you should get brakes that match that kind of riding style and the overall style of the bike. But especially since he's a big guy, you know, big brakes help. But yeah, shifting is really good. And again, yeah, it's flickable, you know, but it's not like, it's the center of gravity is pretty low, so it's not like a, you know, it's just not the same thing as like a higher naked bike. You know, it's a more sport bike, but pretty good overall. I might not actually make it. No, I'll go all the way over there. Fuck it. Ooh, and it sounds really good. He put Vance and Hines pipes on it, which I'll show you, but the bike just sounds amazing. These sound good. Bobby actually cut off his pipes and just has little end caps on his T120, and that thing just sounds like a monster on that other bike. But these with the Vance and Hines pipes, straight pipes, are sounds really good. Ooh, yes. And just adds to the overall experience of the bike. It's just hard for me to get comfortable. But yeah, with my knees, I can go light on my hands, but I couldn't imagine like riding very long. I think I'd be really uncomfortable like on the weekends when I go to Angeles Crest Highway and I have to do like, you know, an hour in sometimes like heavy LA traffic, you know, going over there, splitting. I don't think I'd be very comfortable on this, but really, this bike is not the best daily probably ever, but it's an excellent, it's a really excellent, you know, like kind of just image, beautiful, you know, like fun weekend bike. But I would not get this as my daily, like, because I ride to work and stuff like that, and this would not be a good daily rider. I would not be comfortable or happy, especially if I got stuck in traffic on this thing. Oof, I took that bump hard. Yeah, so all right, I'm gonna stop here. I'll pull over and then we will do a quick walk around, show all the cool stuff he did, and so that you could see that this thing, more than a motorcycle, is just an absolute piece of art, and how beautiful it is. All right, so here she is in all her glory. I'm gonna take a picture of it. So some of the quick stuff he's done immediately is he did the new tail, so there's no second seat on this. He cleaned up the whole back. He took off all the crap that's on the back of the bike. Vance and Hines right there. He did, my favorite thing he did is he wrapped the exhaust, which is just like one of the most beautiful things ever. If you get this bike, you have to wrap your exhaust. It was like $50, I think, for the wrap. It's time consuming, but it's beautiful. The tail end is super clean, looks great with the Vance and Hines. And then, yeah, this wrap is just, oh, in the sunlight. The bike is just so insanely beautiful. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And then the front here, he put this yellow light on it, and he did this weird integrated thing where you can't even see it. What the fuck? Oh, is it not on? What's happening? How do you turn the light on? I don't know. It's not working. Maybe I need to turn it on. I'll see. But he did this thing where it has a very low LED running light on it in the front, and then he put this yellow light, so when the full light is on, it's yellow. The one thing for all the aesthetic things he did, tank grips, he still has these like big kind of pogo stick rear shocks, so he's going to put Öhlins on there. I think he's going to get black Öhlins, but that'll help a lot. And then the other big thing is that it comes with these smaller, what are they, Nissan front discs, but holy moly, this bike is just outrageous. There we go. Boom. And yeah, that's it. So I love it. I mean, aesthetically, it's the most beautiful bike I've ever ridden. And I think he's done the perfect stuff to it. The seat and everything is just so clean. He put this belt on it, which I love too, and matches the wrap he has on it. The mirrors are great. I can see enough. Works fine. And the controls are where you'd expect them to be. Everything's pretty easy to get to. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's take it back on the road and we'll talk about if it would be a good first bike to ride, which I think you know the answer to that. If the T120 wasn't, then I think you know that this one probably won't be either. But anyway, let's go and see why, if or if not, and why it might be or might not be a great first bike to get. Holy shit, and it's fucking fast. Jesus. I mean, this thing really moves and the torque is like frightening. It's so good. Would it be a good first bike? No, definitely not. It's very fast. That torque, I mean, when you think about the fact that my Beamer has 155 horsepower, and I think that thing only makes, or 160 horsepower, so it has over 60% more horsepower than this, and it only makes like 85 foot-pounds of torque, and this thing has 97 horsepower, and it makes the same torque as my Beamer, or something like that. It's just ridiculous. not only that, but it makes it at under 5,000 RPMs, whereas my Beamer doesn't make its 85 until like, I don't know. Actually, it's not that bad. It makes it somewhere in the middle, but definitely not that low. So that's the nice thing about these like 1200 parallel twins, is that, you know, they're so big, but they make that power so low, so you don't even miss the horsepower, because it's just, I mean, that torque just fucking smacks you in the face, you know, as long as you're staying kind of in a mid-ish range. It's just ridiculous. So no, it would not be a good first bike. It's fast, the seating position isn't good, it's hard to get used to, your visibility is not as good, and it's just too powerful, and the power comes on too quickly, which can get you in a fucked up situation really fast. So I would definitely not recommend it as a first bike. You're definitely better off even getting the T120, but even that is really intense. I mean, it's essentially the same power plant. So yeah, please don't get this as your first bike. This is like something, once you've learned to ride and you want to get yourself something like really beautiful, and you know, again, this bike is just as much about how it looks as how it rides. But I mean, not to take anything away from how it rides, it's spectacular, but the looks are equally spectacular, and you're going to get a lot of attention on this bike when you're riding around. Like, people really love it. This front cowl is beautiful and like makes it, like brings it to a whole nother level in terms of look. With the single light in the front, it's still beautiful, but this racing front cowl is just like makes it look like a total custom. So yes, not good first bike. Good probably second bike though, I'd say. And just an excellent bike overall. It's just a dream to ride. It's really easy. I'm actually pretty comfortable right now. I was kind of talking shit about it earlier, but now that I'm talking and not really paying attention to it and putting more weight on my, you know, on my legs gripping it, it's pretty good. So yeah, it's awesome. But don't get it as your first bike. And yeah, I think that's it. Brake's good, turning's decent. I haven't had to take anything super hard, but it's good, and the tires it comes with are really nice. So I think that's it for me. I want to open my helmet now and breathe in this ocean air a little bit as I ride back and return him his bike. So this is Bobo Jones saying, Arrivederci! Ride safe, guys. Be safe. And if you're a decent rider, go treat yourself and get one of these nice 2016 Thruxtons with the Racing Inspiration Package. Because you know what? You deserve it. Arrivederci. Catch you guys later. Bye.